Here in this washroom that's just being cleaned, I can show you one way sometimes toilet tanks fail, using this stall here on the right and this one on the left with the tripod in it. So this toilet here has a bit of a problem, needs an adjustment that takes about 15 seconds and the problem is resolved. Over here on the right, this toilet is fine, this is just used for show and tell. So sometimes what happens with toilet tanks is that they leak water or they trickle water through them into the toilet bowl without being flushed. This is noisy, it is annoying, and it's wasteful. Why they leak water through is due to a number of limited reasons, something to do with the drain valve. The drain valve has this overflow pipe here sticking out from it, so sometimes the water level height is set incorrectly, which is not the case in this one. Like I said, this side here is working flawlessly. It says water line there in the styrofoam, so it's fine. There's also a water line sticker there, and you can see that its water line is fine on this one. Also, one thing that can happen, you can see the drain valve down there that's being lifted by this lever action. If you push down on the lever, it lifts the chain or string or whatever attaches to the flap valve or drain valve on the bottom, and sometimes, as you can see, sediment comes in from city water, which is never perfectly clean, and this sediment sometimes sits down on the edge or on the underside of this drain valve or flap valve, and a little bit of sediment allows water to trickle out and run through. So sometimes that drain valve just needs a little bit of a cleanup. A third way the drain valve can fail is visible here. It's not a failure, like I said, it's a 15-second adjustment. You can see the drain valve now is up in the air, held open by the float. This is the float that's holding that's setting the water level correctly, and sometimes the flap or drain valve, just because of how it's held up sometimes by the person flushing the toilet, this is how sometimes the two components interact. There's a very straightforward solution to this, because the float here is threaded on this rod here and also threaded here, so it can be adjusted that they don't interact this way. This needs a pair of pliers, and I have turned the water off underneath where the water main comes into the fill valve here. So wet components are slippery, and all it needs is threading the float valve or the float on the fill valve just a little bit out. I don't know, 2 full turns or something like that. Let's see how the components work this way. Maybe a little more out. Just a pair of pliers is holding it. There. Let's have a look, see. It's better, it's getting better. Let's give it a little more go, and maybe a little bit of an angle also this way here. Oh yeah, perfectly. Now we have clearance between the two of them. That drain valve is never going to be hung up on the side wall of the float. Now all I need to do is open the main here down below and make always noisy, and make sure that the tank actually fills to the correct level as it should. Very, very straightforward. Problem solved.